You're tuned in into ink and identity.
Because I like to explain to them, when you learn an instrument or you start to learn to play a sport,
Yeah.
you're not going to become a professional pianist
Overnight.
after one lesson.
Right.
It's
It's hard work.
hard work, dedication, taking your time, doing the lessons, repetition, practice.
Right.
It's just doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hey, we're back with Ink and Identity, and we have Rebeca Sanchez, aka 1B 1C.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Can they find you on Instagram that way too?
Yes, it's at 1B.1C.
Dot 1C.
Yeah, to make it easy.
What's the significance of 1B 1C?
So it's a bit of a story where when I was in high school, there was a kind of I took art classes at our local like art museum back in Lancaster. So I used to live back there. And my teacher was like, "Hey, there's an art portfolio review coming up. You should go." So I went during my break and I signed up. And then I told the lady, it's like, "Hey, my name is Rebecca with 1B1C
Oh.
Sanchez." Because I've seen people write it with two C's. I saw
Yeah.
it once with two B's, and I get tired of it. I'm like, no, it's 1B1C. So I told her, but however, she looked at me. She didn't even look at me. She looked at me very weirdly, and she was writing it out. And she's like, okay. She wrote out Rebecca, Rebecca, 1B1C, without the
That is
Sanchez.
funny.
So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then on the day of the portfolio review, they called me, oh, you're Rebecca. I'm like, okay. And then I'm putting my stuff out, setting up. And they're like, so you're Rebecca 1B1C? And I was so confused because I was
Right.
like, what? Then I remembered, told them the story, and they were like, oh my goodness, that's so funny. I thought that was your cool artistic name. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, sure. Then later in 2018, I tell a story to my friends, and they were like, you have to make that your
Right.
name, like your artistic name. And I'm like, okay. So like 2018, summer of Italy, in Italy, I changed to 1B1C. And then ever since it's been 1B1C.
What?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize it was associated with the first and last name either.
Every time I have to be
Yeah.
like Rebecca with 1B, 1C. No, like, I don't know. I don't like the two C's.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
And people write it, so.
So when you're in Italy, were you actually doing anything far as art?
Yeah, so I went to Cal State Long Beach, and in the summer of 2018, I did the summer arts program with students at CSUN as well. So it was like the summer arts in Florence, Italy. So I was there for like about a month. I turned 21 there, so that was really
Wow.
exciting. But it was like going on field trips, seeing the museum, the classical artists, having a studio space with the university, and having kind of like a final group show of the stuff that we were doing in class. So that was such an amazing experience. I loved it. I had gelato every day. It was like the first time I started doing large scale paintings of my
Wow.
work. Very inspired by like the environment, the architecture, the color especially. And my big piece ended up being chosen for like to be in the CSU headquarters.
Oh, wow.
Like in the dean's room.
The dean's that special? They get like a whole entire sculpture?
Yeah, it was like multiple paintings of ours, and they chose it because it was like throughout the building, but mine
Yeah.
was like in front of his desk. So I was like, oh, that's crazy. However, they lost my painting during shipping.
No
They
way.
did pay me. They had a copy of the printed, not actual size. So that copy was like in the dean's like space.
What? How did they lose
I
it?
have no idea. But I was like, I got paid to it. Oh, I got paid. So I was like, okay, no worries.
Wow.
But I have like the copy like painting of it. So I'm like, okay, I have it printed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still a good experience. Yeah, and at least I got like some credits from like college and stuff.
Yeah. That's actually wonderful. So what do you say would be your medium?
So I am a mixed media artist. I dive into collaging a lot, acrylic, gouache, scrapbooking-ish kind of, like especially with my sketchbook. But, anything I can get my hands on, from paint markers to pastels and watercolor.
Gotcha. So do you have a favorite out of them?
The best thing being like a mixed media artist is that you get to kind of go back and forth with these materials, right? And I tend to favor paint markers a lot, but some days I'll go to acrylic, some days I'll go to gouache, but gouache is like a thing I kind of go back to especially.
Gotcha.
But it's been really great kind of going back and forth with these.
Gotcha. So, I heard you're a teacher, right?
Yes, I am.
So, where are you teaching?
Part of Glendale Unified, I'm a high school art teacher.
Wow, that must be fun.
It is, right? It's been a really great experience. I've been teaching for about 5 years.
Mhm.
So it's been really great opportunity to be at this school. I observed at the school, I met people, and then I ended up getting a job there. But I teach art 1 2, so beginning art from 9th through 12th grade. So shout out to my students who might be seeing
Right.
this.
Shout out.
Like I'm not here. But yeah, it's been a great experience. We're like going from in like building a sketchbook to doing Zangtangles to introducing portraiture hopefully in the future. And I actually bring some of my mixed media experience into a project
Yeah.
with them where I introduce other local artists and other artists that they're not really used
That's
to kind of
amazing.
growing up with.
Yeah.
I talk about like Mark Bradford, Nidijeka Kunili Crosby,
Mhm.
Elizabeth Warren, I believe, and also artists from my college like Chris Broadbeck, Dalia Perez, Kitty Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many people that they don't get to see much growing up, so I bring that to them in the classroom.
Yeah, and that must be wonderful that you're still actively involved. Like you're still actively
Hmm.
participate and involved so they get a hands-on experience.
Yeah, and what's also great about this project coming up in like my second semester is that I bring guest artists
Oh, wow.
to there. So so far I've had Chris Broadbeck come in, Katie Marshall,
Mhm.
Daisy Velasco, Emma Hughes, and Clarice Abelarde,
Wow.
who have been friends of mine and also funny enough, Long Beach alumni too.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've been doing work, they have other day jobs, but it's always coming back to kind of like art. And I've always wanted to be the type of art teacher I wish I kind of had growing up in
Yeah,
high
absolutely.
school, because it wasn't until like college I learned about these different mediums, these different art history, the paintings, and like other artists as well in my community. But I wanted to bring that to them.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say I don't even think we had an art art class in high school.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
maybe we did, but it was very surface level. Like it wasn't anything to where when I went to like the community colleges, that's when they start
Hmm.
getting to the deeper, dive into what art
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Because I had like 2 art classes in high school. By the time I got to high school, we didn't have a ceramics. I think
Yeah.
we had photography. I'm not too sure, but like
It was very surface, right?
very surface.
Yeah.
I didn't dive into like the type of art and techniques I wish I wanted to kind of get into. I actually took art classes outside of my high school with the city of Lancaster,
Mhm.
and I took classes with one of my teachers. His name is Renato De Gia. Shout out to him
Mhm.
because he's the one who like paid for my art classes.
Wow.
He
Well,
got
shout
me
out to him.
he's the one that really like pushed me to like think outside the box, learn about different artists. I was like the only teenager or the youngest person in the classes.
Yeah.
Like he taught me how to like draw with the techniques, how to start a portrait, all these things, and really kind of pushed me, especially for the like portfolio art critique
Yeah.
where 1B1C was born basically. But yeah, and he's still an active artist and active like in the art community in Lancaster and
Yeah.
Palmdale too.
That's amazing. It's almost like if you're not a part of this world, you don't know it exists. But I
Yeah.
think art is such a great form. Like
Oh
it's beautiful. So
yeah.
so tell us where do you feel like the start of this was birthed? Like was it just naturally when you were young or was it at a moment you was like, haha, this is it?
I remember a few moments when I was younger, back in first grade. There was like this art assignment, and my teacher had us do like draw our family, and like she gave us like a cutout of a house and like stick figures,
Uh-huh.
and we had to draw them out. And I looked at the stick figures, and I thought the backside was like very empty and boring, so I drew their backside, like my mom, my dad, my sister, and me. And I remember submitting it. And then my teacher, with her teacher assistant, was like, "Oh my goodness, look at this!" Oh, like very surprised that like
Yeah.
I thought of that. And then seeing that moment of people reacting to what I made, I was like, well, I like this. And it was actually like later on, like in third grade, where like my dad like helped me with my art assignments, but
Mhm.
then later was like, you do it. And then I just kind of started, and then it kind of went from there. Always been interested in art, really loving the art assignments, and always kind of looking up YouTube videos,
Really?
buying art kits, getting supplies, and just kind of going on my own journey of self-taught
Yeah.
until I got to high school, and then meeting Renato and like the Lancaster like art programs and kind of pushing there, and then finally getting to college. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's been a long journey, you
That's
know.
amazing.
Yeah.
So, do you think there is any particular moment where art has saved you from grief, heartache, or any moments that was pretty dark and art is what kept you going?
I feel like, yeah, I kind of had to fight my parents to like do this. When we were dropping off my sister at college, she went to UC Irvine.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember a conversation I had with my dad where he was like, "Do you plan to come here like your sister?" I was like, "No, I want to be an artist." And it was like the first time I actually like said it out loud. And my dad reacted with, "Don't you want to be a nurse or a doctor?" And I was like, "No." Then I had like this whole argument with my dad saying like what are you gonna do with art? How are you gonna live? How are you gonna eat? And it was such like a very impactful moment because I was like, what do you mean? Like I
Right.
just I just want to do art. I couldn't see myself doing anything like math or science related or English, even though I did like those subjects, but art was something I always got went back to. It was been like a lot of back and forth with my parents. I grew up in a household of an immigrant family. I
Mm-hmm.
myself am an immigrant. So it kind of felt like it was a slap in the face for
Yeah.
them, especially with their like hardship and their sacrifice of,
Mm-hmm.
coming to this country for us,
Yeah,
with us.
absolutely.
But I still kept persisting. I was like, no, I want to do this. And I went to the classes in Lancaster. It kind of helped that my teacher like it believed in me and
Yeah.
encouraged me and even paid for some of my classes. And then my mom would like take me. Finally, when I got to college, my mom was like, we'll let you do art, be a major in art. I don't like what you're doing, but make me love art.
Right.
So it was just like a lot of pressure, and it was just like me in college kind of grinding, going to the classes, explaining everything to my mom. I was like, wow, look at what I learned. This is like I didn't know about this. Look about this color. Look at this painting. And little by little, my mom was like, oh, I didn't know art was everywhere.
I know it's everywhere.
It's everywhere, from your ceramics to fashion to design, even to what you're doing here, like in this like print shop.
The building, yes. The
Every
building is of
every,
architect.
every
Yes.
single thing has artists.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something like very pivotal in my life,
Yeah,
and like
absolutely.
pushing myself, and kind of also encouraged me to become a teacher in a
Mm-hmm.
way, to kind of like help other students who maybe be in my own situation or
Yes.
similar, and just letting them know like, hey, this could be a career. There's so many like us, and kind of telling them like art is important, so that's why I don't like hold back in terms of like my grading, or in a way my bluntness in terms
Yeah.
of like the assignments.
Yeah.
Like, you come here to work hard,
Mm-hmm.
to put in the effort, excuse my language, but like half-assing an assignment is not gonna get you the A you want,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it all kind of comes together at the end.
That's actually amazing because
Yeah.
I was just thinking that like I wonder how much of that influenced you to become a teacher. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I can only imagine there's someone else experiencing the same thing where someone doesn't really believe in art because they can't see the value in it, but it's so
Mm-hmm.
valuable. And so,
Yeah.
how do you think that translates in your current life, like art and its value?
Well, I feel like kind of pushing myself to also get back to the studio too.
Mm-hmm.
As an art teacher, I make these assignments, I help give my students feedback and stuff like that. But I also have to remember that, not to neglect the studio side, not to
Yeah.
neglect my own, like, artist side, and do stuff for myself. Cause I feel like every day it's just like, for the students, for the school, which is really great. And, I do love my job, but I have to remember, take time for myself
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
be in the studio. So from, making paintings to applying to, gallery shows, applying to residencies as I can, visiting my other artist friends as well,
Mm-hmm.
just to see what they're up to. Recently, I did an art talk with my friend Daisy Velasco, who just had her solo show at Blue Roof Studio Residency.
Gotcha.
So that was a really great experience. So kind of, and also going to art openings as well, just meeting people.
Yeah.
So I just like, that's that's the side of my life that I just don't want to give up.
Right.
I still want to keep that going, and just trying to find a balance in both worlds as well too.
So, how would you describe the internal feeling you feel about art?
Since I had like to fight so much for it, especially like with my family and stuff like that, and a lot of that part is just like me convincing them and kind of showing them like, hey, like art is everywhere.
Yeah.
Art is in so many things. Art is important. And like kind of looking back in the history, like a way for me is like art is kind of documentation of our
Yeah.
lives.
Yes.
And that really translates into the work that I do, right? And also telling my students that like you're not coming here to get an easy A.
Yeah.
You're coming here to put the effort, to do the work, to think outside the box. It has been sometimes difficult to kind of reach to them, them being stuck with their phones and doing wanting to do other stuff. And I'm like, you know, take your time to, breathe, relax, don't rush. And also kind of implementing like drawing exercises. Because I like to explain to them, when you learn an instrument or you start to learn to play a sport,
Yeah.
you're not going to become a professional pianist
Overnight.
after one lesson.
Right.
You're not going to be playing in the Olympics after one practice.
It's hard work.
Hard work, dedication, taking your time, doing the lessons, repetition, practice.
Right.
It's just doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Like consistency and dedication is definitely it's a discipline too, right?
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
stay consistent. That is absolutely universal. It's like if you
Mhm.
don't stay consistent in anything, it's just not gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like to always carry like my sketchbook with me and just like do something, do like a little doodle, a little sketch here and there whenever I can.
So do you ever feel like something dies when you're not being true to yourself, which is the artistic side?
I mean, I feel like, yeah, because like when I don't get to be in the studio as much as I want to, I feel like, oh, I'm wasting time. I'm not doing the things I want to do.
Yeah.
There's so many ideas I want to do, but it's just like still that insecurity of like, I don't know, it's gonna look good. It's just right now I'm at a point where I'm like, just go in, just do it, just bring out the idea and just kind of make it work.
Right, absolutely. So, how do you feel about releasing your art once it's given to the world? Like, do you feel like those insecurities pop up when people are going to judge it, or do you just kind of release it?
A little bit of both. It's still nerve-wracking to kind of like, oh, I hope people like it. But since I have a studio at home, I'm kind of isolated and not many people see my work.
Gotcha.
So, but when people get to see it in person or just like a photo, and then I see their immediate reaction, it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Okay.
It
Then
builds us a little confidence, right?
it helps.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, putting it out there is just part of the whole process.
Yeah.
Putting it out there is just like if you don't put it out there, like how will you know?
And what's
You
the
know?
point of even doing it,
Yeah,
right? Because it's like you want to connect with the world as much as possible. And you
exactly.
want to give them this gift that you have.
Yeah.
And it's like
And
if you don't put it out there, what's the point?
yeah, and
Yeah.
especially like with the whole subject of my work is always been including like the past and present memories of the places I grew up with,
Mm-hmm.
being born in Mexico in Puebla, but coming here in LA, living in K-Town, and just kind of growing up in like the LA kind of environment and energy, and
Mm-hmm.
also seeing other cities like abroad as well. I like to bring this kind of global aspect that hopefully people can look at it and kind of relate to it as
Yeah,
well
yeah.
too.
What's your thoughts about the biggest stigma around art?
That it's useless.
Wow. I feel hurt
I
hearing that.
know. I know. And that's what I hear as well now being not only being an artist but also an art teacher.
Yeah.
And having to fight for like our place not only in the education system but also in the world. It's just like not many people realize how art is so vital, how
Yeah.
art has been like present in so many people's lives. Like we grew up with so many things that I feel like we're taking for granted. Like we said earlier, from shoes to earrings to fashion to photography, cars, buildings, every like it is everywhere. You can't not be able
Yeah.
to create something without a vision behind it, an
Right.
artist behind
Absolutely.
it. And like till this day, it's just like not only showing my students like, hey, it might not be the class that you guys wanted, or not like you're just here for the credit, but you have to see how art is important, how art
Yeah, like
is
find the
vital.
appreciation of it. Yeah.
Even like through music, through
Yeah,
books
that's even
as well.
artistry, right?
It's everything like it's an art, and kind of having that energy that I bring into my paintings like fills me with so much joy. And like once I get into a painting, I get lost in it. I
Yeah.
get into the zone that it's something that I feel like I cannot live without.
Yeah, that's absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. That's absolutely, and I truly believe art is therapeutic, and
Yeah.
it just has a sense of I think I shared this on another episode where I was like stressed out in a sense of my own being, right? I was just
Hmm.
like, I don't know what to do. It's too much. Let me just stop.
Hmm.
I went to go get like a 40 by 40 like canvas board
Oh,
and
okay.
I just start doing stuff, like
Yeah.
literally just doing. And it created this whole masterpiece. And I'm like, it was more abstract, but I was
Hmm.
like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I just put it in my mom's house. Thank you, mom. She believes in my.
So here it is.
I put it with a little lamp on top. It's so cute.
Oh.
I'm telling you. But yeah, I absolutely believe art should be appreciated more. And
Hmm.
it's people like you who can share those stories and kind of
Hmm.
say what it means to them and how it's connected to their identity and how important it is,
Yeah.
because some people do overlook it, although it's in our lives every single day. Like
Every single
every,
day.
even makeup. Like, why do they call them makeup artists? You
Yeah.
know, like
Makeup, music, fashion, cars, designers, graphic designers, every single
everything. Yeah.
ceramicist. You know, like
Yeah.
the place that you eat with. Like
Yeah.
there's always somebody behind it. And
Yeah.
not many people kind of see that,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. So, what would you want the world to know about you in your artistry?
Like I mentioned before, I try to bring a global aspect to my work. I've seen how much this city has changed over the past years
Yes.
and kind of like diving into that those memories, but I bring kind of like my immigrant identity and this perspective to the places I've been to and kind of seeing how each city, each location just changes from over time
Right.
and nothing is permanent, but some things stay permanent in a way. So I try to bring that kind of energy into the paintings, that feeling of, you walking around downtown or anywhere you are and, having the feeling of nostalgia into that
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's something I like to, hopefully share with my audience. And just hopefully to appreciate like the things around us that we kind of don't really notice every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I am glad you here. I'm glad you're an art teacher to share
Yeah. Thank you.
the knowledge of how important it is, and
Mhm.
also kind of like what you did to your mom, right? Like,
Yeah.
make me fall in love with this.
Yeah.
Like just to help students understand and appreciate the
Hmm.
art, because then I mean most people don't really follow it,
Hmm.
but I do think it's a beauty. It's beautiful in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually have one of your pieces that was printed onto a T-shirt, and
I
I'm not.
heard.
We'll see what the name is. You'll have to tell us the name of this piece.
Oh yeah, I remember it. So this piece is called Casa de Mexico, which
Mm-hmm.
is called House of Mexico, and we've built it. Are we gonna bring it up?
There it goes.
Oh yes! Oh my
Wait,
god!
who built it? This
So,
is so beautiful.
oh my god! Oh my goodness! Never thought I would see my one of
Art
my
on a
paintings on my
T-shirt.
t-shirts.
It's so cute. So you said who built it?
So, um, this house is now a family house, on a land that was my grandfather's. That is my
Gotcha.
grandfather's, and he gave it to my mom as a way of inheritance for me and my sibling. And then we built this house with the help of my family, and it's a place that whenever we go and visit family, we could just, feel comfortable, have a place where we can stay, and hopefully it is a house that will be like with us for like generations to come. And yeah, it was like something I did in the moment, something I was just experimenting with, and again bringing my mixed media,
Yeah.
from paint markers to acrylic to gouache, and kind of going back to my roots of just like the line work, because
Yeah.
again I'm very huge with line work, and of course architecture.
And the colors. I love the colors.
Oh, I love my colors. I can
Yeah.
like not make a colorful painting, you
It
know.
has to be.
Oh my goodness. Like
That is
just
amazing.
having this on the shirt, and it's also on white paper, so I thought this was perfect to kind of like ask for like on a white t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we're glad you love it.
I'm on Instagram at 1b.1c. I do have a website called 1b1c.weebly.com.
Well, I appreciate you being here, and I also appreciate you being a teacher to show all the young ones that art is
Yeah.
very important and we use it in our daily lives, and how significant it is to all of us, not only as artists, but
Mhm.
like even the things we do in our day to day.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for the shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. So that is it with Rebecca. And always remember, it's one B and one C.
Thank you so much, Ink and Identity, for having me on your podcast. It was such a really great experience, and very happy to kind of share my passion for art and giving a shout out to my students. Hi. But thank you so much for the shirt. It looks amazing. So please like, comment, and subscribe, Ink and Identity.